Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So Halloween is coming. It is the end of September as I'm filming this. I don't know when this will go up, so maybe it's October when you're watching this. I don't know, but I am already so excited. I think this is the earliest I've been excited. I don't know why this year I'm more excited for Halloween. Halloween is my favorite holiday. I always say Christmas is when Christmas comes along, but something about Halloween is even more special to me because I love horror movies, I love anything spooky and scary, and it's just so cozy and fun, and I love it. And one thing I love the most is definitely the Halloween movies, so I thought I would do a video on my top 10 favorite Halloween movies. So not I can't talk. So not my top 10 favorite horror movies. If you guys want to see that, I'll do that. But these are just my top 10 favorite Halloween movies in general. And this is a really hard list for me to do because I have so many. But I did break it down to 10 with a lot of honorable mentions. So I think there's even more honorable mentions than 10. I'm sure my list will be a lot different than your guys's, but I don't know. These are just my favorites, the ones that I can watch 1,000 times and never get sick of, or the ones that I need to watch every Halloween. So that's why I chose these, and yeah. So first we'll start with the honorable mentions. So Halloween, because obviously I feel like that has to be on here somewhere, but it isn't my favorite, and I honestly haven't seen it like that many times. I do watch it when Halloween comes around, but yeah, it didn't make it to my list. It is really good, and I'm so excited for the new one. Nightmare on Elm Street, which I really do love. Carrie, The Exorcist, Rosemary's Baby, one of my favorite movies in general. I really do love that movie. The Shining, The Witch. Oh, this was actually on my list. I kept changing my list multiple times, and The Witch was on my list. But it's so dark and depressing that, well, a lot of them are depressing actually, but I don't know. I took that off. I don't really know exactly why. I guess some I felt fit better to be on my top 10 list, but The Witch is incredible. I do recommend you see it if you haven't. It's very dark. It's very twisted. I saw it in theaters and almost wanted to leave because it was that horrifying, and I love that. I love when a movie can make you feel uncomfortable, like really genuinely make you feel sick to your stomach. I love that. Not like gore-wise, but like, you know what I mean? I don't like gore, but like if the story is that frightening that you literally feel sick, I love that. Okay, and Poltergeist, The Ring. The Ring was the first like scary movie I think I ever saw. Yeah, I think I remember I always wanted to see it because my sisters and brother would always talk about it, and that's the one scary movie I always wanted to see, and I think I finally did when I was pretty young and I was horrified. I love that movie. The Conjuring, Insidious, Creep. I think that's kind of a good Halloween movie. It didn't fit my list because it's not like, I don't think most people would consider it a Halloween movie. Gotta hair in my eyeball. But yeah, I really, really liked that movie. There's a sequel too that was really, really good. I think there were only 2. Yeah, and I was really surprised by that. And then I have A Ghost Story, and I feel so bad putting this on my honorable mentions list because it is my #1 favorite movie of all time. But I think the reason I see it as a Halloween movie is because I watched it for the very first time in October of last year, actually. And for me, it will always be like a Halloween movie, but it's much deeper than that. It's a very deep and artsy movie, so I guess that's why I didn't put it on my list. It was on my list at some points. I always changed it, but I wanted to mention it because it is a ghost story, like the title and the plot of the movie. It involves a ghost, so I do feel like it fits. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I feel like that's a movie people will either hate or love, and I'm definitely someone who loves it. If you get bored easily by artsy movies, or you don't really like thought-provoking movies, you like more action-packed stuff, you might not like it. But if you like stuff that makes you think, and it's really artsy and very different, then definitely check it out. And the song in it is amazing. It's also in the trailer, so check out the trailer, and then check out the movie. So, starting off the list at number 10 is Paranormal Activity. And I know a lot of people, like, hate the Paranormal Activity movies, or the, like, most recent ones. I think the first one or first few did well, but I think those movies are so fun, and I could watch them so many times and still get scared. I think because, at least for the first few, they really don't show anything, and it really makes it feel like these real people are being filmed. It makes it feel like they're real people being filmed, and I don't know, it just really gets to me. And I don't know, I think those are so scary, and I really love those. So that's at number 10. Number 9 is The Babadook, and this is similar to A Ghost Story. It is much more than a horror movie and much more than a monster movie. It has a lot of deep messages, and I feel like some people might not get them, and so it's also a movie that people might hate or love. I'm also someone who loves it. I definitely do feel like it is a good Halloween movie because it is kind of a monster movie. It is much deeper than that, but you can view it as a typical monster movie, or you can see it as something that is much more, which I do. So yeah, I love that movie. Check it out if you haven't. It is so good. Number 8, Something Strange in the Neighborhood. Who are you gonna go? I loved the Ghostbusters when I was really young. I used to watch it so many times. Even when it wasn't Halloween, I was obsessed. I think I was more obsessed with the second one, actually, but those are so fun. I love those. They're very nostalgic, and I can never watch that and not just feel so good. I love Ghostbusters. It makes me so happy. 6 is The Blair Witch Project. Now, I think a lot of people actually haven't seen this, which blows my mind because to me it's a classic. But this is the first R-rated movie I ever saw, and it horrified me. It made me so scared, and I've watched it 1,000 times since. Not actually 1,000, but many, many times, and it still freaks me out so much, even though I've seen so many movies just like it with the found footage style. There's something about it that sets it apart from other movies like that. I don't really know exactly what it is, but I'm also very scared by witches, so maybe that's what it is too. But that movie terrified me the first time and every time after. Some people say that it's terrible and that they hate it, and I really don't understand that. Like, because usually I can see other people's perspective and be like, oh, okay, yeah, I can get that. But I don't with this movie. It's like amazing. I really don't understand. At number 5 is Coraline. I feel like every number is like, I love this movie. I love this movie. The button eyes always creep me out so much, and I could see that movie so many times. I love it. 4 is Hocus Pocus. I feel like everyone has Hocus Pocus on their list. Classic, definitely a classic. I love Hocus Pocus. I don't really think there's much to say about it because everyone knows why. It's just, that is the most nostalgic Halloween movie, I think. At number 3 is Edward Scissorhands. This is one of my favorite movies just in general, and I also watch it during Christmas. I don't know if it's really a Christmas movie, or is it more of a Christmas movie? I honestly don't know. It works for both for me. But I love that movie so much. I love Johnny Depp. And that role, he did it so perfectly. And you just feel so bad for him. And it's such a beautiful story. Number 2 is The Nightmare Before Christmas. And the funny thing is, actually, I used to hate this movie when I was a kid. I didn't hate it, but I found it really boring when I was a kid. I used to fall asleep at the beginning. And I actually watched it for the first time, really watched it, like, beginning to end without falling asleep, I think just like 2 years ago, and I loved it. And now I watch it a few past Halloweens, and I love it. It's so weird. I used to fall asleep, but now I really appreciate it. I feel like Tim Burton movies are more for adults than kids. I don't know if I'm wrong in that. I loved them when I was a kid too, but I appreciate them even more now. At number 1 is Corpse Bride. This was honestly a really easy choice. Corpse Bride is my favorite Tim Burton movie, and that's the number 1 movie that always comes to mind when it's about Halloween time. That's the movie I want to see the most, and that's the movie I could watch forever and never ever get sick of it. I love that movie. I love the songs in it. I love Johnny Depp, even though he's not actually in it. I love his voice. But that movie is perfection. It's a masterpiece, in my opinion. The animation is so incredible. And yeah. So that is my top 10 favorite Halloween movies. Let me know what your top 3 are, or if you want to give me your top 10, that's fine. I'm really interested to know what your guys' favorite Halloween movies are. And let me know if you want to see my top 10 favorite horror movies or any other list of movies or things. So yeah, let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!